Hi there traders, this is Steve Murray, the market chartist for FX Explained and our regular weekly macro watch update for the week commencing 7th of June 2021. Stock averages rally on US employment report. So let's check out the macroeconomic and geopolitical developments over the past week. Well, a relatively quiet week in global markets ahead of last Friday's US employment report. But when we did get that NFP report on Friday, what we did see was market kicked into life after the employment report, which saw 559,000 jobs added in May, slightly worse than expectations. And over the weekend, we also saw the G7 agree a global minimum corporation tax of 15%. On the global financial market development side for the week ending 4th of June, well, we had the European equity indices continuing to lead global equities higher, hitting a new record high here for the DAX on Friday as we ended the week. And the US equity indices also doing well, with the S&P 500 rebounding, consolidating for most of the week, but rebounding and pushing higher after that employment report, very close to the all-time high set there at the beginning of May. And the Nasdaq and big tech sector continuing its rebound after the early May weakness and pushing back up closer to those record peaks set previously this year. On the Forex side, the US dollar again has held its support and rebounded away from key support that we set here in early 2021, despite seeing a slight setback after that employment data on Friday. And the euro has signalled a topping pattern, losing ground for most of last week. We did get a bounce on Friday with US dollar weakness, but a potential small topping pattern in place for EUR USD. And similarly for the pound versus the dollar. And we did make a new multi-year high last week, just nudging above that peak posted earlier this year. But then the market setting back and potentially signalling a topping pattern, but again bouncing on Friday for cable. And the dollar pushing higher against the yen throughout last week, although did reverse back lower on Friday. If we turn our attention down to the commodity markets, gold pushed lower for the second half of last week, although again bounced on Friday, but pushing lower as we've seen US dollar strength come through. But the oil price continued its strong performance in here that's been seen throughout May, extending that into early June with another new multi-month, multi-year high for oil. But a topping threat for copper as the sell-off that we saw earlier in May continued last week. Now let's take a look at the week ahead, the week commencing the 7th of June 2021. Well, we're going to continue to monitoring easing of lockdowns, particularly in Europe, and also watching the COVID-19 cases and potential spread of the Delta variant. On the central bank side, we have the Bank of Canada on Wednesday, and then we get the ECB on Thursday. And on the macro data, Monday brings Chinese trade data and Japanese unemployment. We get Japanese GDP, EU GDP, and the German ZEW survey Tuesday. We get that Bank of Canada interest rate decision and statement Wednesday, alongside US CPI. That ECB interest rate decision on Thursday. And then we end up the week with UK GDP plus industrial and manufacturing production. I'm going to wish you all a great trading week. Please do stay safe out there, and we'll be back with you very soon for another macro watch. So traders, don't forget to catch us on the next FX Explained Macro Watch and all the great content on fxexplained.co.uk.